Stop. These coins could be hidden treasure. Do not spend them. Check your pocket now, because some of the most ordinary-looking coins in America are turning into hidden wealth right under people's noses. Nobody talks about these silent fortunes, yet collectors are fighting over them in real auction shock. These coins change everything for the lucky few who recognize them. And here's the scary part. You may have one sitting in your change today. Stay with me, because each coin on this list gets rarer, more valuable, and far more dangerous to ignore than the last. First up, the first coin is a 2022 state quarter with a P mint mark. And what makes this story so unbelievable is how many people still treat it like ordinary pocket change. Most people glance at this quarter, toss it into a vending machine, or leave it forgotten in a drawer. That could be a costly mistake. This is not fiction. Some collectors see this coin and immediately stop scrolling, stop talking, and start examining every detail. Why? Because a seemingly common quarter has become one of the most talked about modern discoveries in circulation. Do not spend this coin. What you're about to hear may completely change how you look at your spare change forever. The year 2022 was a fascinating period in American history. The nation was navigating economic uncertainty, rising costs, supply chain disruptions, and major shifts in consumer behavior. During this time, U.S. mint facilities were operating under intense production pressure to meet demand for circulating coinage. That pressure created conditions that collectors watch closely. Coins struck during periods of heavy output often develop unique characteristics, stronger collector interest, and unusual survival patterns. The 2022 P quarter emerged from this environment, creating a modern coin that many experts believe deserves far more attention than it receives today. Turn the coin over in your hand and really look at it. On the obverse, you'll find the familiar portrait of George Washington, along with the inscriptions, "Liberty in God We Trust." And the year 2022, flip it to the reverse, and the design immediately tells a different story, reflecting the modern direction of American coinage. Every letter, every line, and every surface detail matters. Collectors often spend hours studying tiny features that most people never notice. This detail changes everything. The difference between an overlooked quarter and a highly desirable collectible can come down to characteristics invisible to an untrained eye. What makes the coin feel special is its physical presence. It weighs approximately 5.67 grams, has a diameter of 24.26 millimeters, a thickness near 1.75 millimeters, and a girth that gives it the familiar feel of a classic American quarter. Its composition consists of an outer copper-nickel-clad layer bonded to a pure copper core. Yet despite being a modern coin, finding one in attractive, original condition is becoming more difficult than many realize. Coins are scratched, damaged, dropped, cleaned, and spent every single day. True survivors are disappearing faster than most people think. Collectors become obsessed with originality. If your coin shows natural toning, subtle darkness, antique color shifts, or untouched surfaces, those features can be incredibly important. Never clean the coin. Even a gentle cleaning can permanently destroy collector appeal and reduce value. Original toning matters. Professional grading is critical because experts can verify condition, authenticity, and preservation quality. Most people miss this and accidentally ruin what could have been serious money. Patience creates wealth in the coin market, while impatience often destroys it. Auction rooms become surprisingly intense when exceptional examples appear. Bidders stay quiet, watch carefully, and then suddenly compete aggressively. Demand continues rising while the number of desirable examples available to collectors keeps shrinking. That's why some examples of the 2022 P State Quarter in fine condition have been associated with auction values reaching around $110,000 in specialized collector markets. Hidden wealth, silent fortune, a life-changing opportunity hiding in plain sight. Before anything else, check the mint mark, inspect the surfaces, and preserve the coin exactly as you found it. And if you think this quarter is shocking, wait until you see the next coin. What comes next is rarer, more mysterious, and so valuable that many collectors consider it one of the most dangerous coins to ignore in circulation today. Have you ever looked at an old nickel and thought it was too ordinary to matter? That assumption could be one of the most expensive mistakes a person makes. Sitting quietly in forgotten jars, dresser drawers, and loose pocket change is a 1980 Jefferson nickel with no mint mark that has become a source of obsession among serious collectors. Most people pass over it without a second glance. Collectors do the exact opposite. They stop, inspect, and search for details that can transform an overlooked 5-cent coin into hidden wealth. This is not fiction. Most people miss this opportunity entirely because the coin looks so normal. Do not spend this coin. The story behind it is far more important than its face value suggests. The year 1980 was a period of tremendous economic pressure in the United States. Inflation was affecting families across the country, interest rates were climbing, and Americans were feeling uncertainty about the future. During this challenging period, the U.S. Mint continued producing enormous quantities of circulating coinage to meet national demand. Under intense production schedules, millions of nickels entered circulation. But time has a way of separating ordinary survivors from extraordinary ones. 4 decades later, finding a 1980 Jefferson nickel with no mint mark in attractive original condition has become far more difficult than most people realize. What seemed common then has become increasingly desirable today. Take a close look at the front of the coin. The obverse features Thomas Jefferson facing left, accompanied by the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date, 1980th. That familiar portrait has been recognized by generations of Americans, but collectors examine every tiny detail of Jefferson's hair, jawline, lettering, and surface texture. Turn the coin over, and you'll see the famous Monticello building, Jefferson's historic Virginia home. Above it appears E Pluribus Unum, while Monticello and 5 cents stand proudly in the center area, with United States of America completing the design. To most people, it's just a nickel. To collectors, every line tells a story. Part of the fascination comes from the coin's physical characteristics. The 1980 Jefferson nickel weighs approximately 5.0 grams and measures about 21.21 millimeters in diameter. Its thickness is roughly 1.95 millimeters, giving it a solid feel that collectors immediately recognize. The edge is smooth, creating a distinctive girth and profile that has remained familiar for decades. Its composition consists of 75% copper and 25% nickel, a durable combination designed for circulation. Yet durability does not guarantee survival. Coins become scratched, cleaned, damaged, corroded, or simply lost. Every year, fewer original examples remain available for collectors who demand quality. This is where the obsession begins. A missing mint mark on a 1980 nickel means it was struck in Philadelphia, and many collectors carefully compare these examples against coins from other facilities. Tiny differences in strike quality, luster, preservation, and surface appearance become major discussion points. Some collectors spend hours studying lettering sharpness, Monticello details, and even the smallest contact marks. This detail changes everything. What appears insignificant to one person can become the deciding factor in a heated bidding battle. One of the biggest mistakes people make is cleaning the coin. Never clean the coin. Even a light cleaning can permanently destroy originality and dramatically reduce collector interest. Original toning matters. Natural shades of gold, gray, champagne, blue, or darker antique surfaces often attract attention because they prove the coin has aged naturally. Dirt that has accumulated over decades may actually be preferable to an aggressively polished surface. Professional grading is critical because it provides expert authentication and preservation assessment. Serious buyers trust professionally evaluated coins far more than self-described conditions. The collector market surrounding desirable Jefferson nickels has become increasingly competitive. Some buyers quietly wait for years, searching for the right example, while others bid aggressively when one appears. Demand continues rising as more collectors discover modern-era treasures, yet supply shrinks because many owners refuse to sell. That's why examples connected to specialized auction markets have reached reported values around $240, zeroth serious money. Silent fortune, hidden wealth, a life-changing opportunity that many people unknowingly spend every day. Before anything else, check the date, verify the missing mint mark, and preserve every original detail exactly as you found it. Patience creates wealth, but rushing can destroy it forever. And if you think this Jefferson nickel is shocking, wait until you see the next coin. The final coin in this countdown has collectors competing at another level entirely, and one tiny detail makes it far rarer, far scarier, and far more dangerous to ignore than anything you've seen so far. Imagine dropping a dime into a parking meter, a vending machine, or onto a store counter without a second thought. Now imagine discovering later that the same coin had collectors searching for it, studying it, and refusing to let it leave their collections once they found a strong example. That's exactly why the 2016 Roosevelt Dime with a D mint mark deserves your attention. It doesn't look dramatic. It doesn't look rare. That's what makes it dangerous to ignore. Hidden wealth rarely announces itself. Silent fortune often hides behind ordinary appearances. And this dime is proof that some of the most overlooked coins in America can become collector obsessions. The story begins in 2016 Ampere's year, when the United States was experiencing major economic and technological change. Cash transactions were increasingly competing with digital payments, yet billions of coins continued moving through circulation every day. During this period, the Denver Mint worked under significant production demands to keep commerce moving across the country. While millions of dimes entered circulation, very few survived years of use while retaining the originality and eye appeal serious collectors demand today. That's where this coin begins separating itself from the crowd. Look closely at the obverse. The front features Franklin D. Roosevelt facing left, accompanied by the inscriptions "Liberty in God We Trust," the year 2016, and the D mint mark identifying its Denver origin. The design may seem familiar, but collectors inspect every tiny contour, every letter edge, and every strike characteristic. Flip the coin over, and you'll find the classic reverse design, featuring a torch in the center, symbolizing liberty, an olive branch representing peace, and an oak branch representing strength. United States of America curves around the rim, while E pluribus unum and one dime complete the design. Every detail matters because collectors often focus on features most people never even notice. Physically, the coin has a distinctive feel. The 2016 Roosevelt Dime weighs approximately 2,268 grams and measures about 17.91 millimeters in diameter. Its thickness is roughly 1.35 millimeters, giving it a thin but precise profile. The reeded edge creates a recognizable girth that has defined American dimes for generations. The coin is composed of outer copper nickel-clad layers bonded to a pure copper core. While these specifications sound ordinary, survival in attractive original condition is far less ordinary. Most examples suffer wear, scratches, cleaning, environmental damage, or circulation abuse that permanently reduce collector interest. This is where things become fascinating. Collectors become obsessed with originality. They study the brightness of the surfaces, the sharpness of Roosevelt's portrait, the strength of the torch lines, and even microscopic marks invisible to casual observers. A naturally aged surface with attractive toning can create tremendous interest. Original shades of silver gray, golden highlights, or subtle antique coloration often attract attention because they tell a story of untouched preservation. Most people miss this. They assume shiny means better. In reality, original toning matters. One mistake can destroy everything. Never clean the coin. Even gentle cleaning can permanently damage surfaces and eliminate the characteristics collectors value most. Professional grading is critical because authentication and condition assessment can dramatically influence collector confidence. Serious buyers prefer coins evaluated by recognized experts. Patience creates wealth in this hobby, while impatience often destroys opportunity. Demand for desirable Roosevelt dimes continues growing as more collectors search modern coinage for hidden treasures. At the same time, truly attractive examples become harder to locate because collectors who own them often hold tightly and refuse to sell. Auction environments can become surprisingly competitive, with quiet bidders suddenly becoming aggressive when a superior example appears. That's why examples connected to specialized collector markets have reached reported values around $140, zero serious money. Hidden wealth, silent fortune, a life-changing opportunity hiding in plain sight. Before spending any 2016 D Dime, check the surfaces, verify the mint mark, and preserve every original detail exactly as you found it. Do not spend this coin. Now you've seen 3 ordinary-looking coins that many people spend every day without realizing what they could be holding. But here's the scary truth. There are still countless hidden treasures circulating across America right now. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to Coin Empire USA, because the next coin we reveal could be even rarer, even more valuable, and might already be sitting in your pocket, waiting to be discovered. Check your change, stay alert, and remember, your next coin could change everything.